Hi, hello, welcome back to the channel. I miss you all so much, and I feel like I say this in every single video, but the past few weeks have been absolutely insane. There are some things, life changes happening, and you'll soon learn about it in the coming months. So it's always nice when I carve out some time to chat with you all. And for those of you who enjoy watching vlogs, stay tuned because vlogs are on the way. You may not start seeing them until maybe like August, September. It'll all make sense. But in the meantime, this video has been on my list to film, and my good friend Celeste tagged me in it a while back, I want to say. But I wanted to chat about some luxury brands that I will not be purchasing from and why. And I am going to do a disclaimer because I am just one person on the internet who enjoys buying luxury goods, and if you own any of the items that I mentioned in this video, I love that for you. They are just things that don't work with me or my lifestyle or my preferences. And again, luxury is just such a personal thing, so whatever you like, I may not like, and that is totally okay. So please take my opinions with a literal grain of salt, and let's just jump into it. I do have a list of brands. I don't think I'll get into every single one of them and just pick like my top 5, but I'm gonna start off strong and say Balenciaga is a brand that I will probably never purchase from. I do not have a reason to purchase from Balenciaga, but I do want to say I did really want those sneakers. I think it was like the triple S sneaker or something like that, but in hindsight I'm glad that I did not purchase those because there's so many other sneakers out there. But yeah, I would say Balenciaga is pretty self-explanatory. All you gotta do is a quick Google search and you could find out a bunch of reasons why I don't want to be supporting them. And scandals aside, I probably still wouldn't purchase anything from them just because I don't really like the look of their bags. I remember one of their bags was going super viral at one point and I just could not get behind the trend. So again, staying true to myself and what I know I like, Balenciaga is not a luxury brand that I want to purchase from. Now that I'm looking at the list I wrote down, I'm a little nervous because I know these are so freaking popular on social media, but I just cannot get myself to purchase anything. The next brand, I'm just gonna say it, Seline. Yeah, Seline is just one of those brands where I think they have really beautiful pieces. It's nothing against the brand itself, but in this point in time of my handbag collection, wallet collection, whatever you want to call it, luxury accessories, I just don't feel the need to purchase anything from Seline. And I know Seline is so loved amongst like Gen Z and TikTok, but I truly cannot get myself to just spend the money on these bags or accessories. Like for example, the Seline belt, and I feel like they had their little Gucci belt moment where everyone was buying up these belts, but it was just a trend, a very expensive trend at that. But I guess I kind of learned my lesson back when the Gucci belt trend was happening, so I was like, yeah, no, I recognize this, I'm not buying into it. And same goes for the bags, like the Triumph bag that was so popular, or the shoulder bag, which I can't remember the name of right now. These bags were so popular the past like year or two, and now you don't really hear anything about them. And that's the scary thing, I think, about social media and TikTok especially, because these are not cheap items and there are still continual price increases going on across the board where I just cannot justify spending that amount for just like a Seline bag, you know? Like I'd rather just wait, save up my money and get something else. But that's just me and what I prefer to do. And I think a lot of the decisions that I make, whether or not I want to purchase a luxury item or not, really comes down to how does it hold up over time, how's the quality, and what do I think the resale will look like down the road, because that is a very important aspect to me. It may not be an important aspect to others, but for me, I don't like hoarding a giant collection. I really want to make sure whatever bag collection I have in that moment of time, I love and I'm using all the pieces. Otherwise, I feel like other people can benefit from purchasing the bag from me, because otherwise it's just gonna sit in my closet. So that's just me from like a consumer standpoint. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of scared for this next one. Just gonna say it, Van Cleef. Yeah, when it comes to Van Cleef and when it comes to fine jewelry altogether, I have a really hard time spending thousands of dollars on one jewelry piece. It may just be because I'm more of a bag girly and that's what I like to spend my money on, and because I've worked with jewelers or have friends who are in the industry, I just don't think the markup is worth it. But you can definitely make the same argument when it comes to handbags. But when it comes to Van Cleef, I think they have beautiful pieces. There is one piece in particular that I would probably purchase from Van Cleef, but everything else I don't really care for, and that is the tea. Next up on my list is YSL, and This is actually very similar to my reasoning when it comes to Seline, but YSL I feel like was such a great entry-level luxury bag. I actually purchased a couple bags from YSL as well, but I just feel like recently the price point is insane for YSL. Some of their pieces are comparable to like Louis Vuitton pricing, Gucci pricing, but YSL is also a little different because I have purchased pieces from them in the past, and I used to think that they were such a great entry-level luxury brand. Like, you graduate college, you may buy yourself a YSL bag or something along those lines, but now I just feel like for the price point, it's not even worth purchasing from. And in addition to the quality, I just don't feel like the leather feels the same way as it did before. I do think a lot of their pieces are still beautiful. I still think their card holders are worth it if you are looking into a designer card holder. But for me personally, I'm just not a YSL girly anymore. And again, they had that really popular bag that popped off on TikTok. I went and tried it on, saw it in person, was not very impressed by it, and I think there's so many better options out there. So that's just kind of my decision making when I'm looking at these pieces in real life. I'm like, yeah, I don't think it's worth the price, because the fact that that oversized YSL hobo bag is the literal same price as my Chanel mini flap, that's crazy. Because one, I know that that hobo bag is definitely very trendy, and two, it's not going to resell in the same way as my Chanel mini flap is going to. So again, it just comes down to the way that I view my luxury purchases. They're definitely more of like investment pieces, and I want to make sure that I could still resell them and get a decent amount of money back in the future if I wanted to let it go. But it's just one of those things. I'm just not lusting after anything from that brand recently. This last one is definitely a little bit controversial as well, but it is Dior, and I love Dior bags. They are so beautiful. I love that they come out with such beautiful color palettes, but I cannot justify the price either, because Dior has pretty terrible resale value, and if I were to purchase from Dior, it would definitely be resale, because I truly cannot get myself to spend that much money when I know I can just buy the same bag if I'm patient and want like a certain size and color for $1,000 to $2,000 under retail price. Like, for me, that just logically doesn't make sense for me to buy something just because I want that in boutique experience, because I personally don't think spending that extra $1,000 to $2,000 to buy something because it's brand new just to have someone wrap it up and like I can make a cute little unboxing video with it, like that's not worth that much money to me. It's like buying a car. The second you step outside of the store, the price is depreciated. Call it what it is. There are some bags that are on like my wish list, but they are very low priority. Again, I would rather just spend my money on something else if it's literally the exact same product, just like a different logo smacked on it and the same price. I'm gonna go for the Chanel. We'll see if I ever purchase something from Dior. Whew, okay, we got through that video. That was kind of a lot. I'm kind of nervous to hear your thoughts, but I'm also interested to hear your thoughts. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let's have a conversation in the comments, because luxury is a very interesting topic and a really fun topic most of the time. But I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a thing or two about my decision-making process when I'm buying luxury goods. Obviously, I am not made of money. I do not come from wealth. I do not have a trust fund. So these are just little guidelines on how I've decided to make my purchases when it comes to luxury. But thank you for watching. If you want to see more of me, I am more active on TikTok and Instagram than I am on YouTube. So be sure to give me a follow on there, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!